from it all. Let me take you away from it all. It only takes a phone call.
Oh, now. Hello. Hello.
Let me show you another world of excitement. Let me take you away from it all. It only takes a phone call. Let me take you away from it all. Let me take you away from it all. Let me take you away from it all.
Oh, now. Hello. Hello.
Let me show you another world of excitement. Let me take you away from it all. It only takes a phone call. Let me take you away from it all. The possibilities are endless. Let me take you away from it all. Let me take you away from it all. It only takes a phone call.
Oh, now. Hello. Hello.
Let me show you another world of excitement. Let me take you away from it all. It only takes a phone call. Let me take you away from it all. Let me take you away from it all. Let me take you away from it all. It only takes a phone call.
Oh, now. Hello. Hello.
Let me show you another world of excitement. Let me take you away from it all. It only takes a phone call. Let me take you away from it all. Let me take you away from it all. Let me take you away from it all. It only takes a phone call.
Oh, now. Hello. 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 Hello.
Let me show you another world of excitement. Let me take you away from it all. It only takes a phone call. Let me take you away.
Welcome back, everyone, to Calls with the Wizard. And I am your host, Tony the Wizard. And I want to thank everybody who tuned in, everybody on the live chat, everybody who's commenting, subscribing, and sharing. I got something that I've been wanting to share for the longest time, you know, where I just didn't want to have a guest. I just wanted to be able to converse between us Okay, eventually I will open up the phone lines and you guys to be able to call in and share or whatever you guys want as far as the topic of today. And the topic of today is pretty much I want to say at least my top 5 East Coast albums. East Coast albums. Some of them are groups, some of them are just one or two rappers. But these are my top 5, and these are very near and dear to me because I have a story for each and every single one of these albums. But before that, we just had some recent shows. Alex, can you tell us what the crowd might have missed if they didn't tune in the last couple of weeks?
Yeah. We had it's because you didn't have the names right here.
Okay, we had our news with Norbies.
We had Breeze, we had Papa Snoop, we had news with Norbies, and Louis the Singer.
Louis the Singer.
DJ Battlecat, conversations with Marvelous.
All good. We'll just leave it there. But once again, definitely go back and check those out. I know a lot of you guys say, hey, I work. I can't be up at 8 o'clock. I gotta go to work the next day in the morning. I get that. Believe me, that's why I'm always putting either 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time or 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. A lot of you from Texas, a lot of you guys from different area codes that tune in. But much love and respect to all of you guys that have tuned in. Now, before we get into my top 5 East Coast albums, I know some of you guys submitted your top 5. But when I open up the phone lines, I want you guys to call in and give me your top 5 East Coast. I'm not talking about West Coast. I'm talking about East Coast. Eventually, I will get to the West Coast. But just your top 5 East Coast albums. You know, I know a lot of you guys, maybe like 1 or 2 songs off of an album, cool. But remember, it's got to be a classic. It's got to be a classic. At least 3 to 4 classic songs on that album. Many of these albums that I'm about to share with you guys, I can play all the way through. To me, what makes a classic record is when you drop the needle on the record, or when you press the CD, or when you press play on the cassette, or when you put the 8-track on, or when you just press play on your phone, you can let the album play all the way through, okay? I believe, in my opinion, today you don't have that with hip-hop and most artists today, okay? I'm not saying they're not out there. I'm just saying that I haven't came across those. So we're going to go ahead and get into, Alex, you can go ahead and put up the very first favorite album. And this is by no specific order. These are just my top 5. And my first one is Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5. The album is called The Message. The Message, okay? It should be up on the screen there. That record came out October 3rd, 1982. 1982. Now, the guy holding the boombox and he has a black hat, that's Grandmaster Flash. He's the DJ of the group, okay? He's the DJ of the group. And I'm going to tell you why this album is very near and dear to me. I mean, not only does it have so many classic songs on it, like I'll give you, for an example, some the songs that are on there. If you guys don't know it, and if you guys do know it, then you know what? Go ahead and when you guys call in, you guys can actually share with me what are your favorite songs off of these albums, if any, okay? This album has 7 songs. First song, She's Fresh. Second song, It's Nasty. And for those of you guys who don't know this, they were one of the first to sample Genius of Love by Tom Tom Club. So when you guys get a chance, listen to that song. They're rapping off of Genius of Love, okay? Then they have a classic song on there called Scorpio. It was a real fast, up-tempo, Kraftwerk, Planet Rock type of style of beat, okay? Scorpio, I'll come back to that. Then they have a song called It's a Shame, another one called Dreamin', another one, You Are, and then the 7th song is The Message. The Message, okay? Now, many of you guys probably wondering, I think I might have heard that song, Tony. Well, that's Ice Cube. That's a song that Ice Cube actually closes his show off with. Remember that song he did it with DOS Effects, You Better Check Yourself Before You Wreck Yourself? Well, the original song that on Ice Cube's album was produced by DJ Muggs, and it was on that Cypress Hill type of feel. Ice Cube did a remix and sampled The Message, and that's the song that actually hit for him. He actually closes his shows with that song. But that right there was a big hit. I believe some other girls using it now. I forgot what the name of the song is, but I don't even know if it's even rap. But The Message is a classic. Let me go back. Number 3 is Scorpio. Scorpio later on was used again. They actually used the same beat in 1985 on a song called The Message Part 2. The Message Part 2, and the song is called Survival. The Message Part 2, Survival. It has the same message as the song The Message. Okay, I'm not trying to confuse you. On this album, there's The Message, and then in 1985, 2 years later, they dropped another record, and it was called The Message Part 2. They just happened to use the same beat of that they use on Scorpio for that one. Check it out. You'll definitely love it. They actually put a new bass line under it, okay? But they flipped it. Really, really dope. And then you got to hear Melly Mel's deliverance on the mic. It's outstanding. It's amazing, okay? Now, you may say, well, why do you like that one so much, Tony? Well, first and foremost, Grandmaster Flash was the first guy that I ever saw on TV do scratching. He had 3 turntables. He had some break beats on. Fat Five Freddy, most of you guys know him. Fat Five Freddy was on the first video for a woman rapper, and that was Blondie for a song called Rapture. Fat Five Freddy was in that video. She actually even mentions Fat Five Freddy. So Fat Five Freddy sitting across from Grandmaster Flash while he's cutting on the turntables. When I saw him cut and scratch, I was just blown away. Like, I truly, truly was blown away. I knew at that moment that's what I wanted to do, was become a DJ, because I saw the way he was just on the turntables, almost like a composer, the way he has his sticks and he composes the crowd, and the crowd, I should say the orchestra plays to his command. It's the same thing on the turntables. You can move the crowd any way you want if you know how to play, and this man knows how to play. With some of the simplest of scratching, I was just amazed, and I knew that's what I wanted to do. Now, in 1987, I'm already a DJ at that time. I'm DJing for a guy named Sir Jinx, which is Ice Cube's cousin. I'm sorry, Dr. Dre's cousin, and a rapper named Dazzy D out of South Central. We are in city of Compton at a place called Skateland. A lot of you guys are familiar with it because NWA performed there. They actually showed it in the movie Straight Outta Compton. So what happened was we went there to do a show, and we were going to be opening up for Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. So you could understand now as a young kid, as a teenager, how I felt. I think I was like 18 years old, knowing that I'm about to meet the guy that I saw on TV cutting and scratching, knowing that I love It's Nasty, Scorpio, The Message, Survival, etc. They just had so many other songs, which I will get to. So what happened was, here comes Grandmaster Flash, the DJ, and he sees me cutting it up on the turntables. And of course, I'm trying to show off because this guy's like my idol, okay? He comes up to me and he said, hey man, I see you transforming. Transforming was a certain scratch that you do on the turntables by using it's called a phono line button. It's on top. Here's the crossfader, the up and down faders, and then there's the phono line button that goes up and down. Well, what you do with that, you hold the record and you go back and forth. So it creates a sound like a, that's the type of sound it creates. If you can hear that sound here, you can put it here, okay? That's what a real good DJ does. So he says, I have a better way for you to do that. So I'm going to take lessons from the master, okay? So here's what he pulls out. And it's called a Flash Former. I've been wanting to show you guys. I don't know if I ever pulled it out or not, but it's called a Flash Former. Can you see it right there? Okay. It has Grandmaster Flash right there on the side, I believe. No, I'm sorry, right here on top, on the bottom. But it's called a Flash Former. It's just a small little box, and you take it out, you plug it into your turntables, and instead of moving the phono line button up and down, now you just tap it, and it transforms. I'll be honest with you, he tried it on the turntables. He wanted me to try it. I tried it. I didn't really like it. I'll be honest with you. I don't really like change. So, but I said, okay, cool, I'll try it. I couldn't get used to it. So what I did, put it back in the box, and I gave it to him. And I said, thank you. And he told me, nah, you can go ahead and keep that. I have a Flash Former that was created by Grandmaster Flash, and it's called the Flash Former, and the company is Gemini. And I still have it. So this is why not only this, but this album is very near and dear to me because there's a lot of history behind, a lot of these songs. Now, somebody asked me, what do you think is probably your best song off of that album? I'd probably say Scorpio, and I'll tell you why, because when I would play it, people would dance to it. As a DJ, you like to play a lot of stuff that people are going to dance to, okay? As soon as the beat hits, people go crazy, okay? The album was released in 1983. I think you can go back and forth. Okay, dope. 1983, 2 years later, they released a song, and I know a lot of you guys know it. If you don't know it, look it up. But this is the one that literally, in my opinion, put them on the map, and the song is called White Lines. White Lines. And if you don't know what White Lines is, then you don't know what Yayo is, okay? But that's what White Lines is, and that's all they talk about. They talk about freebase, they talk about snorting, everything. But that is the first time that I've ever seen, well, let me back up before I tell you. When I fell in love with the culture of hip hop, where I would go, it was predominantly black and raza. Black and raza, that's all it was. When this song White Lines came out, this was the first time that I ever saw white women going crazy on the dance floor to rap music. To rap music. Keep in mind, White Lines came out in 1985, okay? Hip-hop was still fairly new, even though we can date the first hip-hop party back to August 11th, 1973. Okay, that was the first hip-hop party, but we weren't talking about rap then, okay? 1985, White Lines hits. All these white chicks are going crazy. And that was the first time I ever noticed something like that this culture, that this hip hop culture is now getting bigger. It just doesn't belong to, blacks and Latinos, to blacks and raza. Now everybody is getting involved. And it's that song White Lines that still, if you bump it today, that motherfucker still rocks. Okay? That motherfucker still rocks. So here's what we're going to do. Let me see. What do I have here next? So once again, my number one top five, if you will, hip hop records from the East Coast is Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5. The Message released, October 3rd, 1982. Look how old that album is. So my next album, you can go ahead and put that up, is Run DMC, self-titled Run DMC. This is the first album that Run DMC ever, the first album ever. It was released on March 27th, the day before my birthday, 1984. And this is the very, very first album. Many of you guys are familiar with songs like, let me read them to you guys. Okay. Here we go. Hard Times, Rock Box, which we'll get back to. Okay. Jam Master Jay, Hollis Crew, Sucker MCs, It's Like That, which was their first single. Okay. Wake Up, 30 Days, Jay's Game. 9 songs on this album. I could play this album all the way through. Okay. And just bump it. Now, let me tell you the difference between back then and today. Back then, when they released singles, they never would put their artist's face on the 12-inch singles. Never. Why they did that? It was a marketing thing. Many times people would look at 2 black men or 1 black man or 1 Latino or 1, and then already judge it and not want to buy it. Okay? So they would just release it and put Run DMC, It's Like That. That was their very first single, and they would work that record. Okay, they would do promotional tours, go on and perform for free. That's what a promotional tour is they're performing for free to push that record. They weren't on the radio. One thing I need you guys to understand, that hip hop was underground. Nobody wanted to play it. I'll give the history on how it started getting played. Okay, but how it started getting played on MTV and on the radio. So nobody was playing. All of this was underground. So today, when somebody tells me, "Oh yeah, I'm hip hop underground," well, bro, you're a backpack rapper that just doesn't want to be heard. That's just the way I see it. Because today rap is mainstream. You can make it. You can make money. Okay, we didn't have the luxury of getting sponsored. We didn't have the luxury of coming out in commercial. We didn't have the luxury of coming out of magazines or to be sponsored by Versace or whatnot. We didn't have, nobody wanted to touch it because everybody thought that hip hop, rap, one of the elements of hip hop was just going to be a phase. I've had people from like Violet Brown, I've had people, Arabian Prince, I had people from Lonzo to Clientele, etc., that would all say that when this rap thing started taking off, everybody thought it was just going to be a phase. And now rap, hip hop has changed the whole world, has changed the entire world. And I've been thankful to have been a part of this hip hop culture. So now It's Like That comes out, they work it. They wait a couple of months, about 3 months. Then they dropped the second single, which was Hard Times. Okay? They worked that about 3 months. Then they drop Wake Up. And then when they're ready, when the crowd can no longer anticipate it, they drop the album, and that's how the sales go up. They build up anticipation. Today, a lot of you guys don't know how to do this. Okay? Yeah, Tony, it's a different time. Yeah, but you guys have more than what we had then. And you guys aren't selling anything. Okay? Here's the problem. Say I go film a video. Half of the crowd is already filming it, posting it on an Instagram. You guys have already heard the song. You guys already saw the concept of the video. And you guys already know the location of where we're filming at. So now there's no more anticipation. You just pretty much told us what you're going to be dropping in 2 days. There's no more anticipation. You know, when I was working with Mr. D, I told him we're not going to drop no pictures. We're not going to drop no hints. We're not going to drop no behind the scenes. We're going to build up anticipation. When I premiered that video here, we had close to 1,000 people in the live chat to watch a 3-minute video. That's building up anticipation. Like I always said, and what I echo what Dr. Dre says, many times, many people want to, they do a song today, I got to release it tomorrow. Okay? It's Today, it has become quantity over quality. Quantity over quality. You know how long it really should take to make a really good album that has the potential to be a classic? About a year. About a year. Today, we're downloading beats off the internet. Today, we want to pay people $50 for beats and then release it, and then in 2 weeks, drop another album. And like, this is what's flooding this genre of rap. And this is why many people, I just don't want to hear it anymore. That's why they feel that way. So once again, to me, Run DMC, now they came out with a style. You need a look. You need a look. You know, I'm going to tell you where they, I mean, not only was I won over by that song, It's Like That. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you guys a quick story. My brother used to DJ at a club in Long Beach called Grand Central Station on the east side of Long Beach, the Crip side of Long Beach. Okay. And, he was the DJ there. And they had several DJs, but that night he would DJ and he would dedicate it just to cutting and scratching. Okay. And I remember when DJ Joe Cooley, whom I met since I've been a young teenager, played It's Like That. The crowd not only went crazy because it was a new song, but that was the first time I ever saw somebody, and I still remember what the guy looked like. He threw up a C and he said, now this is some gangster shit. What made it gangster, I guess, to us was that they were talking about the streets. That's what they were doing. They were talking about the streets. See, many times we take what was already been done and we call it ours. Give you a perfect example. Today we say, oh, it is what it is. It is what it is. You know what they were saying back then? It's like that. And that's the way it is. That was our shit. Okay. And all they were doing was just talking about whatever they saw on the damn street. They didn't have to be gangsters. You know, it's like today, what do we tell people? In order for you to do gangster rap, you got to be gangster. No, you don't. You don't. You could talk about what you see. Nobody in NWA ever claimed Crip. If that's what they were, then that's what they were on the streets. But they didn't claim no gangs on the record. They were talking about street rap. It was called reality rap. And it wasn't until some news reporter or journalist called it gangster rap. Okay. You know, let's talk a little bit about Chicano rap. In the 90s, they didn't call it Chicano rap. It was Mexican rap. That's what it was. It was Mexican rap. Look at the song that's blowing up right now again. That was just on the Flaming Hot Cheetos movie. Okay. Proper those Mexican power. He didn't say Chicano power, which I'm all for, but he said Mexican power. It was known as Mexican rap. Okay. Today we've changed it, and we put everybody in a box, and now you got people that want to be the king of the box. Anyways, so now Rock Box. I want to talk about a song called Rock Box, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because this is when It's Like That wasn't getting radio play. Hard Times wasn't getting radio play. Wake Up wasn't getting radio play. And I'm going to tell you a story now, because I have stories about these albums. This is why I consider them classics. One of my friends named Mark, and I'll tell you his full name because I love this guy. I've been knowing him for years, and he gave me an opportunity. His name's Mark Mendoza. Okay, and a lot of you guys know him because I don't know if he's still the president of the Longshoremen, but that's what he was for a long time. Okay. He called me up one day, and the majority of his crowd that he used to DJ for was for white people. And he says, hey, I'm not going to be able to be there. Set up your stuff, go DJ, and I'll see you there 2 hours later. So I was there about 8 o'clock. And he showed up around 10. But now I'm trying to read the crowd because the majority of the people that I DJ'd for was black and Latinos, black and Raza. I didn't know what to play. I'm like, fuck, what do I play? The Beach Boys? What do I play? Dolly Parton? Kenny Rogers or Bottom Beat, a Posse on Broadway or something? I didn't know what the hell to do. So I got on the mic and I said, anybody got any requests? And this one big ass white boy came up to me. He had reddish hair. He was already fucking drunk and he was drinking a Foster's. And he comes up to me and he goes, hey man, can you play Rock Box? I only knew one Rock Box. And I said, what's the name of the group? Because I'm thinking he's going to say Ozzy or, somebody like that. And he said, nah, Run DMC. And I started to think like, what the fuck? So I said, I know the song, but are they going to dance to it? So I pulled out the album and I played it. That guy went out there and his drunk ass, believe it or not, started doing the robot to Rock Box. If you listen to that song, that attracted a different crowd. And I'm going to tell you why. Because that was the first time that they implemented rock music over some boom bap beats. So now at such an early stage of hip hop, Run DMC is venturing out into trying to make rap go bigger, go global, go international. And this is where I need youngsters to understand. Stop trying to be the king of LA. Nobody gives a fuck. Honestly, nobody cares. Think international market. Think Canada. Think Europe. Think Japan. Think Australia. Here, nobody cares. Everybody here wants to be number one. Here you had a young group on their first album already venturing out. How can we reach the masses? Here, we just want to reach LA, Colorado, New Mexico, and Arizona, and we're happy. You have to think bigger. And if you don't think bigger, honestly, then get out the game. Because all you're doing is flooding the game. All you're doing is flooding a genre that's already flooded. Okay? I really want to see talented Raza come out and do something different. Remember this, okay? Don't try to be better than anyone. Just be different. Just be different. So, once again, Run DMC, my second, if you will, East Coast classic album, and I still bump that shit. Tony, that shit's old. Yeah, I know, but I got sentimental feelings when it comes to these songs. Now, really quick, before we move on, that record was dropped in 1984. The following year, you know what they dropped? Walk This Way with Aerosmith. And let me a fun fact, okay? That was the first rap song that MTV ever played. And isn't it funny that we had to use rock music to get into MTV? Then eventually rap just took over. And then now it's just a bunch of reality bullshit. I don't even know why they even start calling it MTV. What happened to the music? Okay? But that's how we got on MTV. And I say we as a hip hop culture. They had to use rock and they used Aerosmith and just kicked the fucking door down. And now you had fucking David Lee Roth lookalike motherfuckers dancing on the dance floor because it was a fucking bad jam. Okay? But they dared to be different and it paid off. I mean, look at their look. And many of you rappers don't even have a look. And many of you do. And I applaud you. You have your own style. You have your own stilo. You're you and nobody could duplicate you. Okay? Because you dared to be different. But there's many of you that don't even have a style, that don't even have a look. They had Adidas and all they did was take off the fucking the shoelaces. Wore leather pants, leather jackets, nice brim hats, nice Cazelle glasses. They were dope. Rest in peace, Jam Master Jay, because he's no longer with us. He's another DJ that inspired me. And if you guys want to get inspired and see Run DMC in action, go watch the movie Crush Groove. When they do It's Like That, and you see how the crowd erupts. I was one of the few, and I'm thankful for, got to see Run DMC in the 80s perform. Okay, I saw I saw Jam Master Jay perform. You know, I saw them all up there. You know, and I'm thankful for that. You know, that I got to see them all together, because Jam Master Jay is no longer here. But yes, they dare to be different. So I want to challenge everybody, especially the raza that's going out there rapping. Dare to be different. Have your own look. Have your own style. You don't need to be better than anyone. Just be different. Okay. And I know I'm missing something, but I'll probably come back to that. But one last note: they were also ahead of their time. They were in movies in the 80s. They were already in movies in the 80s. That's how fast this culture, hip hop, was blowing up, and I was a huge fan of that. So that was my number 2. My number 3 came out in 1987, July 7th, Paid in Full by Eric B. and Rakim. Now, all you got to do is look at what they wear. Okay? That album cover right there sold millions just because so many people wanted to be like them. I knew blacks and raza that wore medallions like that. You know where we got them at? The Compton Indoor. Yeah, they were probably knockoffs. You know, we couldn't buy the real Adidas, so we had to buy Adidas. You know, so believe me, I had one of those suits on. Actually, it was like a zipper. It was brown and it had like fake like snake skin on it. But I used to rock that motherfucker thinking I look hard. Okay, and I still have my old '80s. You know, the Dookie chain. As a matter of fact, let me grab it from Yoda. Oh, shit. I still got my old chain right here. Let me just throw it on for this episode, okay? I don't wear these glasses, so I'll put them right here. But yeah, I still have my old chain. Yeah, I was a big time New York fan, and when I saw Run DMC bust these out, I had to go buy one. And they weren't that expensive, and the people that didn't know thought it was really gold, so we would just pretend that it was real gold. But we were actually fronting. Don't ever try to take a shot of one of these because your neck will turn green, okay? So anyways, Paid in Full was one of my all-time favorite albums, and I'll tell you why. Let's go over some of their songs. First and foremost, they had a song called I Ain't No Joke, okay? Any street motherfucker will tell you I ain't no joke. And that song right there, all it needed was a kick and a snare. And with the lyrics and the voice and the deliverance of Rakim, forget about it. Then he had a song called Eric B. is on the Cut. Now, let me talk to you about Eric B. Eric B. was the DJ, okay? Rakim was the rapper. Back then, many times the DJ will be before the rapper. So the group was named Eric B. and Rakim. And if you look at the Fresh Prince, what was the name? Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. Jazzy Jeff was the DJ. That's just the way they did it back then. Rappers honored DJs. Today, nobody gives a fuck about the DJ. And it's sad. It's sad. Because the DJ was the guy that would play your shit. You know, we didn't have instant replay machines back then. We didn't have DAT players back then. You know, we didn't have anything to be able to control our music. All we had was the DJ. And he would start off with the cap. While the MC's hyping up the crowd, then you just drop that motherfucker. Boom, ba-cap, boom, boom, ba-cap, boom, boom, ba-cap, boom, 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 boom. If you could do it here, you could do it here. Okay? If you can't do it here, then you're a biter, because all you're going to do is copy what everybody else is doing. I see what you're doing. Anyways, and then My Melody. You got to listen to that one. Then I Know You Got Soul. Oh, shit. They sampled James Brown. One of the first groups. I'm not going to say the first group, but one of the first groups that ever sampled James Brown. Okay? James Brown was just funky. He had soul. He had everything. James Brown is probably the most sampled artist known to hip hop. James Brown is. A lot of people say Parliament, you know, George Clinton, and it's true. But James Brown takes the cake. Okay? If you guys don't know, now you know. But they sampled James Brown and they had everybody fucking dancing. Okay? Now, Move the Crowd, another classic. Paid in Full, another classic, okay? As the rhyme goes on, Chinese Arithmetic. And my all-time favorite, their very first single ever, Eric B. is President. We talk about Donald Trump and we talk about Biden. Eric B. is President. Okay? I said it. Then you have, As the Rhyme Goes On, Paid in Full Remix. If you haven't heard of Paid in Full Remix, definitely check that out. Definitely check that out. I think Truth Hurts, produced by DJ Quick. I know they gave Dre the credit, but DJ Quick produced it. I think it's called Addictive, if I'm correct. And all they did was bite, believe it or not, what Eric B. and Rakim did on that song, Paid in Full Remix. Okay? They redid it, and they had Eric B. rap on Truth Hurts' Addictive song, which was brilliant. It was dope. But for me, it was a bite of what the Paid in Full Remix was. Okay? Definitely go check that out and do the collab, and you'll see what I'm talking about. You'll see what I'm talking about. But now, if you look at that album cover, back then, I mean, this is where, believe it or not, a lot of the dope dealers were getting their attire. This is what they were looking like back then. You had IROCs with graphics on the side. You had BMWs with graphics on. You had convertible Blazers, 15-inch woofers on the back, graphics on the side. Candy apple green, especially. You know, I mean, it was an amazing time. And you know what was the number one rim back then? For those of you that do not know, Dayton's. That was the all-time rim. Those rims will go between $1,500 to $2,000. Now, if you had the gold ones, oh man, forget about it. So, and believe it or not, this is the truth. And a lot of people, if you don't know this, you're going to learn this now. If you had Dayton's on your car, I don't give a shit. If you had a raggedy-ass Pinto and you had some Dayton's, you're going to get laid. And you're bumping this shit, you're going to get laid because a lot of these girls put out for those damn rims. As weird as they may sound, I saw it happening, and all you ex-drug dealers know that. Okay? Shout out to you guys when I mention their no names. But yeah, everybody was bumping that shit, man. This is an all-time classic, and this is how motherfuckers were dressing back then. A lot of you guys think you guys are new wearing all this jewelry. That shit's old, homie. That shit's old. But you know what? Stay different, okay? Keep it pushing and work on good music. These guys dressed the part because they were the part. Their music spoke for themselves. Classic 1987 album. And you know what's funny? Eric B. here was just a teenager when he wrote these songs. He was just, I believe he was like 18, 19 years old. Today, they like to compare him. Who's better between him and Nas? I'm always going to say Rakim. I don't have nothing against Nas. I think Nas is amazing. But I grew up with this. I grew up seeing certain things. I grew up in high school listening to this music. I lived the times. This was when gangs were at an all-time high. This was when crack cocaine was at an all-time high. Many of you didn't live it. Maybe many of you guys heard the stories. And I'm not saying that, you know, I'm blessed and fortunate. I wish that would have never happened, but I saw it. I mean, I remember some of the streets here in the neighborhood were like a fucking swamp meet. Everybody was slanging and banging. It was just a thing to do. And that's just what people decided to do. But it was a crazy time. Now, somebody may say, Tony, that wasn't the only thing that people were playing. I know that. But here in the West Coast, at that time, there wasn't that much out. We had Ice-T. And I know there was more. There was Ice-T. From the Bay Area, we had Too Short. And but out here, we bumped Toddy T, Mixmaster Spade. And I know there was others. I know we had the Wrecking Crew. Okay? There were others. So if I missed you, you know what? I'm going to cover you when I do my top 5 West Coast classic albums, and I'll tell you why. But Paid in Full was my shit. Okay, so now we're going to go to my number 4 all-time, May 31st, 1988. I'm 20 years old now. Boogie Down Productions comes out, By All Means Necessary. By All Means Necessary. Go ahead and put that up, Alice, whenever you're ready. Okay. Now, this album right here this album cover was actually inspired by Malcolm X. Okay. And actually, Denzel, much love to him. He played an amazing role when he played Malcolm X, and they actually showed this scene. Denzel actually redoing this scene here. But here we have KRS-One. This is his second album without his partner Scott LaRock, who was murdered. They came out with their very first album called Criminal Minded. For me, when I think of boom bap, I think of Criminal Minded, their first album. He was murdered, so now this is his second album, but now he's solo. And when I heard this record right here, I was sold. I was sold. So when people ask me, who was your all-time favorite rapper ever? To me, it's KRS-One. It's just always been. I just loved everything that he has said, you know, and through his raps, of course. So his first song, this will kind of give you an idea of what he was like. He had a song called My Philosophy. My Philosophy. So, you're a philosopher? Yes. Yes. You could, yes. That's how it started. The shit was hard. Okay. Number 2, You're Slipping. You're Slipping. Another dope song. Then Stop the Violence. Okay. Illegal Business. I remember the hook, illegal business controls America, and it does. And he was talking about it back then, 1988. He had a song called Nervous. And this is another classic, I'm Still Number One. If you listen to one of my very first episodes of Roadium Radio, Dr. Dre on one of my mixtapes, we actually took the instrumental of Still Number One. And KRS-One mentions D-Nice, he mentions so many other different rappers from the East Coast. But on my mixtape, and the mixtape's called In Effect, Dr. Dre shouts out all the West Coast artists, including myself. And I just thought that was amazing. On one of my mixtapes called In Effect. And we redid this on Still Number One. It's been my favorite, okay? Party Time Suckers, Jimmy. I don't know if you guys don't know what Jimmy is. Do you guys know what a Jimmy hat is? If you guys don't know, let me break it down to you. It's your pito, okay? So that's what a Jimmy is, okay? And then a song called Teacher, and then Necessary. So many classics here on this song. And I remember, and if my boy Angel's watching, I want to kind of give him a little shout out, because I remember we were in this red Samurai Suzuki, his red Samurai Suzuki in the 80s. And I remember he took the top off, because back then you could take the top off. It was like a tarp. And he took that and had that made into a sarape. He put a sarape on there where he stitched it. He was the only dude to have ever have done that to a Samurai Suzuki. Today we have sarape jackets, sarape this, sarape that. He did that in the 80s with the top of his Samurai Suzuki. I wish he still had pictures. I would have put that on, but he had some woofers in the back. And this is the cassette that we used to bump. Back then we used to go to Music Plus, Sam Goody's, The Warehouse, Tower Records, and I don't know if I said Music Plus, but I'm missing one more. And then, of course, all the independent stores like the Roadium Swap Meet, the Compton Indoor, and you cannot forget the world famous VIP. But that's where we used to get our music. That's how we grew up, on cassettes. And we used to have a little cassette box, open it up, put that motherfucker in there, turn that shit up. And let me tell you something, by all means necessary was on our lineup. And once again, I have yet to have meet KRS-One, but I would like to. I saw him speak. We've been in I seen him in shows. I've been in front of him, but I never went up to him and spoken to him. Kind of just stayed back. Maybe one day, I don't know. I know somebody that does know him. Maybe somebody I could get him on, and I would like to go through all of his songs, you know, all of his stuff. But on this album, one thing that I like, because about maybe 6 months later, I was able to receive the Ultimate Breaks and Beats. That was a volume of records that was released by Breakbeat Lou and his friend Lenny, rest in peace. And they released them, and they were released in New York first. But out here in the West Coast, the only two people that had them was me and Dr. Dre, until Ice Cube stole mine. He jacked me for beats. But what Lenny and Breakbeat Lou did, they just took like the drum parts or the dope sample of the songs and just put them in this collection of vinyl, and they sold them. So a lot of those Ultimate Breaks and Beats samples were on this album. Okay, and I'll break that down whenever I talk about some of Dre's production He got a lot of that stuff from the Ultimate Breaks and Beats. So, but once again, my number 4 East Coast classic album is My Philosophy by KRS-One. So let's go to the next one. And the next one is released in June 28th, 1988. Public Enemy, It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back. It takes a nation of millions to hold us back. This was their second album. Chuck D and Flavor Flav. I don't even know, to be honest with you, where to start with this album, because this album right here, I don't even think needs any, how would you say, here we go, right here. You guys just need to listen to it. And you know what? I still have my original CD. I used to collect a lot of CDs. I still have the ones that I had since back then. Some of them got stolen when my Cadillac got stolen, but I still have a lot of them. And let me just go through some of the songs, okay? The first song is Countdown to Armageddon. Second song, Bring the Noise. Don't Believe the Hype. I believe that was the first single. Code Lampin' with Flavor Flav, of course. Okay. Terminator X, To the Edge of Panic. Mind Terrorist. Louder Than a Bomb. Caught, Can We Get a Witness? Show 'em What You Got. She Watched Channel Zero. Night of the Living Bassheads, and we'll come back to that. Black Steel and the Hour of Chaos. Security of the First World. Rebel with a Pause. No, that was the first single. Not Rebel Without a Cause like James Dean, but Rebel with a Pause. Then you have Prophets of Rage. That's that tour that goes on with Be Real. I believe that one guy from Rage Against the Machine, and I believe it's Chuck D. That's what they call themselves, Prophets of Rage, when they go on tour. Party for Your Right to Fight. Party for Your Right to Fight. But let me talk a little bit about this rap, once again, released in 1988, Night of the Living Bassheads. This was talking about pretty much crack cocaine and how crack pretty much changed everything, because it really did. Crack ruined a lot of people's lives. Crack ruined a lot of homes. Crack just ruined a lot of things. Cocaine, like what did Rick James say? Cocaine's one hell of a drug. And it's true. And it's true. You know what? Thank God that I never got involved in it. Thank God that a lot of my homies didn't get involved in it, because there's a lot of guys that are out there slanging that eventually got depressed in a moment of weakness, started smoking it, and they never came back. Some people were stronger than others and said, fuck it. You know what? Cool. It's not my shit, and left it alone. But crack was one hell of a drug. And if you watch that video, it's talking about bassheads, Night of the Living Bassheads. But all he was doing was just talking. But here was the crazy part about Chuck D. If you guys didn't know Chuck D, Chuck D's style, his cadence, his delivery, he was like a preacher. He was almost like a rapping Malcolm X. That's what he was. And they use a lot of Malcolm X quotes in his music, and they used a lot of Martin Luther King quotes in his music. It was just an amazing group that brought a whole new style, a whole new flavor to rap that we had never seen before. Dr. Dre was heavily influenced by the Bomb Squad, Keith and Hank Shockley, who produced a lot of Public Enemy stuff, if not the majority of their stuff. But it was just so different. You have to listen to it to really fully understand. Now, I'm going to say something, and this is by no means any disrespect, by no means. And if anybody takes it that way, when I open up the phone lines, please ask me to clarify what I meant. They used a lot of weird little noises, a lot of weird little sounds that in my mind, DJ Muggs, when he produced Cypress Hill's first album, but Muggs being from the East Coast, I believe, was somewhat heavily influenced by this style of production. Because when you listen to a lot of their weird noises, a lot of the weird sounds taken from Public Enemy, you hear it in Cypress Hill. But that's what made number one, Cypress Hill different. Everybody thought they were somewhat of an East Coast group. And if you look at Cypress Hill's first album, there's no pictures. You just see three bodies. And I asked them, like, why was that? We didn't want to be judged by the color of our skin, because the majority of the time, during that time, when they saw somebody that wasn't black, many times people wouldn't buy it. They wouldn't buy it because we know that hip hop rap's predominantly black. We get it, we understand it, and we know that. But they had to come at it a different route. So a lot of people thought that Cypress Hill was from the East Coast, but no, they were from here. So, but much love to Be Real, Cypress Hill. They came with a whole new sound. They came different, bits and pieces from, at least in my opinion, as a producer, from the Bomb Squad, Public Enemy. But I do believe that Muggs created it with his own sound. And that's what made Cypress Hill different. And that's why Cypress Hill is still out there touring. And that's why Cypress Hill has got a star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame, because they dare to be different. So much love and respect to them. So once again, Chuck D, Flavor Flav, hopefully soon, out of one of these guys, hopefully soon, and one of them will be here. I won't tell you who it is. I've been working on this shit for about a year, believe me. When a lot of people say, Tony, are you going to have this guy on? I don't like to say, because look, I'm not trying to diss nobody, but I'm just going to say it the way it is, because this is how I started this podcast, okay? There's a lot of biting ass podcasters out there. There is. The moment that I'll say, I'm going to have, Joe Blue next month, guess who will be calling him to try to get him on their podcast before they come here? That's just the way the podcasting business has been. When I first started this podcasting, I didn't know who was who. I just turned it on, started drinking, started talking shit, and started talking rap, and you guys all subscribed, and I thank you guys, because without you guys, I wouldn't be here. Tony A, Roadium Radio, Tony wouldn't be shit if it wasn't for you fans, and I'm grateful, eternally grateful for you guys. But I understand the way this game is. That's why it's the same thing with the music. Don't go around showing people your music. Fuck their approval. If you believe in it, you believe in it. You release that shit. Let that shit bang. And I'm going to tell you why. Because there's a lot of motherfuckers that are not talented, and they're just looking to bite somebody's fucking style. And you play it to them, you play for them, then you tell them, it's going to come out in about 3 months. Guess who's going to be working on a song like that tomorrow and release it the next day? You got it. Okay? It's happened to a lot of the homies that I've interviewed here. And all they do is go live and talk shit about the rapper that stole their beat. Don't do that. Just don't show anybody anything. If you believe in your music, release it. Stop making videos saying, hey guys, should I release this? Obviously, if you have to say that, that song ain't shit. Okay? Tony A's coming with it. Yes. Okay. So that was my number 5. Now, somebody could have said, Tony, you could have gave us, other songs. You could have gave us other albums. I could have. I could have gave you the first LL Cool J first album. I could have gave you Bigger and Deffer by LL Cool J, which is the second album. I could have gave you Walk with a Panther by LL Cool J. I could have chosen either one of those. But each and every one of these, means something near and dear to me. I remember this album right here, 1988, the year that I won my very first battle of the DJs, okay? One of the songs that I used to battle was Eric B and Rakim, and that was Eric B as president. I used to be able to cut that song up really, really good. But the songs that I used to practice a lot in my house, Rebel with the Pause, a lot of the Public Enemy. A lot of the Public Enemy. So that's why Public Enemy's I almost feel like I grew up with them, because this was my sound. This was my music. So that's why when I meet these guys, it's a pleasure. I had a pleasure of meeting Melly Mel, the rapper who rapped White Lines, Scorpio, The Message 2, It's Nasty, and so many more. I had a chance to meet him. Let me tell you the story about that. But before I do that, let me take a little sip. All right. I was at DQ's. No, not was it DQ's? No, Peppers. I believe it was in the City of Industry. I don't know if it's off the 60 or the 10. One of those freeways. But I was over there, and I'm just chilling. The club is packed, sipping on a Long Island iced tea, because that used to be my drink. This is 1997. And I see Melly Mel, probably the only black man in that club. It was all raza that night. And he's wearing a white suit, all white suit. So he stood out like a sore thumb, but I knew exactly who he was. And it was funny because when he came my way, I just grabbed his hand and I shook it. And I said, hey, man, can I talk to you? And he said, yeah. And you know who was with him? My favorite rapper of all time growing up, Curtis Blow. They were both together. Curtis Blow at that time had just got a job at Power 106, I believe, or was already on it. And he's another East Coast legend. Many of you guys know him from The Breaks, Tough, If I Rule the World, who later on Lauryn Hill and Nas redid, which is a cool song. I like Curtis Blow version better. Christmas Rapping by Curtis Blow, etc. So I'm holding his hand, and then he shakes it, and we're holding like this. And I tell him, man, you don't know what your music meant to me growing up. So in a nutshell, I was able to share with him how his music touched me. And by watching his producer / DJ, made me who I am today. And he was very, very humbled. And I told him this, man, I guarantee you guys are like stars in New York. And he said, he looked at Curtis Blow and he goes, nah, he goes, to be honest with you, they don't give a fuck about us out there. He said, we come out here and we get all the love. Out there, they don't give a fuck. I was shocked because to me, these guys are legends. I told the same thing to Curtis Blow. Man, I know all the lyrics to Christmas Rapping, The Breaks, Tough, We Are the not We Are the World, shit. What was that one song? If I Rule the World. I said We Are the World. Anyways, I just broke it down to him how on my Manila Peachy folder, I would write Curtis Blow, King of Rap. And I just gave them their flowers. I just showed them their love, and then they went on their way. That was it. But that was a moment for me, and I was in my 20s when I saw those guys. That was a moment for me to give back for the things that they have put in my life without even knowing. But it was all through music. So through music, you can literally touch people. You can literally change people. You can bring things out of people that you never would have thought you could have with good music. Notice I said with good music, because there's a lot of bullshit out there. Okay. So now, let's just say hypothetically, you would ask me, Tony, if there was one more you could squeeze in, one more, what would it be? And I guess he put it up there already. Strictly Business EPMD. See, he jumped ahead and I didn't even tell him. Okay. Yes, I think you did. Anyways, Strictly Business EPMD. And I'm going to tell you why. Let me read the songs first, okay? And then I'll share with you something about this album. Strictly Business. They have a song called Strictly Business, okay? Amazing song. I'm Housing, okay? Let the Funk Flow. You Got to Chill. All you guys know that song. You Got to Chill. It's My Thing. That was the very first single. You're a Customer. Fucking some gangster shit there. The Steve Martin, Get Off the Bandwagon. DJ Scott LaBosse, which was their DJ before, God, what's his name? He's out here all the time. What's his new DJ, bro? DJ Scratch. Okay. And then Jane. But now, track number 4, You Got to Chill. In my opinion, these were the first rappers to ever sample More Bounce. Okay. Now, there were other independent acts that replayed More Bounce, but these were the first guys, at least in my opinion, that sampled More Bounce. Now, I saw an interview with them that when they first came out, they weren't liked a lot by a lot of cats in New York, from what I heard. And the reason why is because during that time, a lot of you guys didn't live through this. There was an East Coast and West Coast bias. East Coast didn't like West Coast rappers or didn't like West Coast rap. I know a lot of my East Coast buddies will say that's a lie, that's not true. It's bullshit, bro. We felt it out here. You guys wouldn't play our music. You guys wouldn't hire us. You guys wouldn't play it on the radio. You guys wouldn't play it in the clubs. Everything was East Coast. We get it. You guys feel that it started out there? No problem. Okay, but when EPMD came out and they had You Got to Chill, Steve Yano, rest in peace, gave me 2 test pressings. Now, here's what a test pressing was. That the first time it's being printed on vinyl, they give certain copies to certain DJs. It wasn't for sale yet. Steve Yano tells me, what are you doing tonight? And I said, well, today's Friday. We had just finished working on the mixtape. He said, what are you going to be doing? I said, I'm DJing at a club. I'm at a hall called San Marica Hall here in the city of Carson. All you guys from the Harbor area that are my age know what San Marica Hall is. And I said, okay. He said, it was off of Avalon, I believe, in 223rd. And it was a Samoan hall, okay? But there was parties every month. And he said, you may want to take these. And he gave them to me. And I said, what is it? And he said, play it. Now, all it said was EPMD, okay? And I'm going to tell you guys a funny joke. My brother didn't know what EPMD stood for, Eric and Parrish Making Dollars. He tried to read it, and he goes, what does IMT mean? What the fuck? IMT. Where are you reading that? He goes, right here, EPMD. I go, that's not IMT. It's EPMD. Oh, okay. So that's an inside joke. So yeah, that was how my brother described it. So Steve Yano said, play it. So I played it, and it was You Got to Chill. And the only radio station that was playing it at that time was Greg Mack and the Mix Masters here on KD, 1580 KD. And I had the first test pressings. So what I did, like a good DJ, what we do, we put stickers where the little white label goes so that nobody knows what song that is. Today, fake-ass DJs will go to a club and they'll hear a DJ play and they'll pull out their phone and play Shazam so that Shazam can tell them what song that is because they don't know. Back then, DJs used to get close to the DJ booth and look at the record and see what that was. Okay? Now, you can't see what my records are because I had a sticker. Okay? And so they could never see. As soon as I play, You Got to Chill, do it, more bounce. Fucking crowd erupted. It was so dope to have the first song before anybody else had it. To have that one hit. For believe it or not, just for playing that one hit, I was remembered that whole fucking week. Hey, you were the one that dropped that one joint up. Yep. What song was that? I don't know. And that's what you do. Okay. The next song was You're a Customer. To me, that was some Samurai Suzuki shit with my boy Angel. That was just some, like, we used to get buzzed. Like, they used to smoke weed. I didn't smoke weed. I used to drink California Coolers or Cisco and head to the fucking Compton Indoor during the day. Fucked up as hell. I never used to drink during the day, but when I was chilling with my boys, fuck it, throw on some Lokes. High. They were high, and I was drunk as hell. Walk around Compton Indoor, buy some draws, buy some Nike Cortez, some Converse, whatever. Some fake, snakeskin belts, snakeskin jumpsuits, but we were looking fly, okay? And what cologne did we wear? Dracar or Polo back then, okay? But that's what we used to do. So, and then It's My Thing, once again, was the first single. And let me tell you one thing about the song Strictly Business. It was funny. Me and a couple of boys, when that song came out, Strictly Business, they sampled Eric Clapton, I Shot the Sheriff. Okay, so it starts off, I shot the sheriff. Okay, it was fucking hilarious. We went to a marisco spot, and I still remember what I ordered. I ordered some camarones a la diabla, and there was a jukebox, and some sheriffs walk in, like about 12 of them. I don't know what the fuck they were doing, but they should have been working. So on purpose, I went up to the jukebox, and guess what I played? Strictly Business, I Shot the Sheriff by Eric Clapton. And as soon as I shot the sheriff, all of them turned around and looked at us. And we were pretending like we were just eating and we didn't know what they were looking at. Fucking sheriff moved the fucking jukebox and unplugged that motherfucker. And he said, which one of you fuckers played that song? I don't know. We were just listening to the music just like you. But I like that song. Did you? Yeah, we liked it. So why don't you turn it off? Okay? It was just us fucking with the cops. But they didn't like it. Oh, well, we didn't make that fucking song. Eric Clapton did. A white man did. And all we did was sample it. So there it is there. So other than that, Alex, boom. Anything you care to add, man? Anything that the live, what is the live chat saying, bro? Anything, do they have any questions? Because I want to open up the phone lines. And we're not going to be on the phone that long. Like, I really don't want to be on here that damn long. But those are my top five East Coast classic albums, and I told you the stories why. So once again, my first one is Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, The Message, 1982. Run DMC, March 27, 1984, self-titled Run DMC. Eric B. and Rakim, Paid in Full, July 7, 1987. Boogie Down Productions, By All Means Necessary, May 31st, 1988. Public Enemy, It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back, June 28th, 1988. And then Strictly Business by IMT, or should I say EPMD, June 7th, 1988. Those are my top five. So,
Plus one.
top 5 plus 1. I just threw that one in the pilon. That's extra. Okay. EPMD. Next time, I don't know when, but I will definitely cover my top 5 West Coast classic albums, and I'll tell you why. I like to kind of go through them in chronological order and tell you what was going on, at least in my life during that time, what I saw through these eyes, what I saw in my neighborhood, and what was going on, like what was popular during that time. So other than that, am I connected, Alex?
Yes, you are. And
Go ahead.
Royal Savage dropped one 99 cents and didn't say nothing, but they just dropped 99 cents. So shout out to them.
All good. So let's go ahead and put up the number, and let's see who's going to be the first caller. If you want to give me your top 5 East Coast only, bro. We're not talking West Coast. Your top 5 East Coast. Let's go ahead and make that call. You could put me back on this solo camera.
Okay.
But so let's get those calls. And if not, it's going to be an early night for me. It's all good. I got a tequila bottle right there staring at me. Oh, as a matter of fact, let me grab that. Bam. So I see a lot of you guys on the live chat talking about who's going to call. You call. Okay. If you want to talk rap, okay, let's go. Okay, caller, call back. All right, I'm ready to go. Let's go, caller. Okay, here we go. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, it's your boy Spencer from Sacramento.
Spencer from Sacramento. Go ahead, bro. You got a question?
Hey, I want to share my top 5. I want to share my top 5 East Coast albums. Then I have a question after. But my top 5 East Coast albums are Beastie Boys, License to Ill, Biggie Smalls, Ready to Die, Public Enemy's first album, Profile by Run DMC, and Grandmaster Flash album.
All classic fucking records, bro. Classic fucking records.
Yeah, and then my favorite out of all of them is the Beastie Boys one. But I got a quick question.
Yes.
I heard a rumor that soon Daz Dillinger from DPG was going to be on Roadium Radio. Is that true?
No.
Okay. Well, anyway, thanks for taking my call.
Hey, brother, thank you, man. But let me say this. To your question, you won't be disappointed, okay?
Okay. Anyway, have a good night, man.
All right, you too. All right, let's keep it pushing. You like the way I answered that, right, Alex? Yeah. That caller was a little too hot, so.
All right. I never told nobody.
Yeah, exactly, bro. So you got motherfuckers over here just like dying. Okay, let's go. Come on, let's go, callers. This guy called in and gave me his top 5. I always say if you got the balls, make the call. That's why it's called Calls with the Wizard. So let's go. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, what's up, Tony? Hey, great topic, by the way.
Thank you.
Let me give you my top 5 albums. All right. So, number 5, 1990 album. First album from Lord Finesse, Funky Technician. Great album. I don't know if you probably heard of Lord Finesse, but if you haven't,
of course,
I should recommend you. It's called Funky Technician. Has some great jams.
Yes.
And my 4th album, you've already mentioned it, EPMD, Strictly Business. You know what, man? Can't say nothing about You Got the Chills. And yeah, you're right. Your customers are hard hit here in the West Coast. I like all that gangster sound.
Hell yeah,
Strictly
bro.
Business. You already mentioned it, man.
Man, those songs still not today, bro.
Great song. Yeah. And that's like an album that you could just play and not skip no songs.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So number 3, it's gonna be X-Clan, man. Exodus, number 2 album.
Amazing album.
That is a 1992 album.
Amazing album,
man. You
bro.
got songs. You have a song called, 80 AM, Adam. Of course, you got the Exodus and the Fire and Earth. One a crazy beat on that song.
You know what's the first thing?
That song is fire.
You know what's the first thing that comes to my mind when I think of X-Clan? Remember when he says, "You sissy." Never fucking forgot that shit, bro.
You know what? And we got to say rest in peace to Professor X. That's the guy.
Rest in peace.
You know?
Okay, that's your
Rest
third.
in peace. Nope. They got 3. I'm going to go with number 2. 1991 album. Step in the Arena, Gangstar. Man,
Absolutely.
what can I say about that album?
Absolutely.
Joints like who's gonna take the weight, check the technique just to get a rap, and one of the baddest beats. You remember Lovesick?
Of course.
What a hit.
Lovesick, he sampled
What
the
a hit,
Delphonics.
man.
I believe it was the
that's a
Delphonics.
repeat song on the. Correct, man. That's a repeat song for sure. You know,
Bro,
so shout out to Gangstar, rest in peace, Guru. Yeah,
rest in peace,
Gangstar,
Guru.
and
But
shout out to
just
DJ
to
Premier.
get a
Shout
rap.
out to DJ Premier. He
Yes.
did an amazing job on that album, man.
Yes, just to get a rap is amazing.
He's a sick DJ. He's a sick DJ. He has his little scratchy skills, his sways, and you could tell when you hear it scratch, you could say, "Oh, you know what? That's DJ Premier right there." You know?
Absolutely.
But yeah. And my number one album, man. Shit, I'm gonna have to tell you this: 1989 hits like "Warm It Up," Kane, "Another Victory."
Oh my God,
man! "Smooth Operator."
Oh
man,
my
he even
God.
had like a funk disco song, "Ain't No Stopping Us." And he even had a song with like a New Jack Swing, "I Get the Job Done."
Yes.
"Lean on Me." He even had a slow oldie song like "To Be Your Man," featuring Blue Magic. Oh man.
Bro,
And last but not least, man, one of the sickest beats ever, "Young, Gifted, and Black."
yes. Okay.
And that's Big Daddy Kane. It's a Big Daddy thing.
It's a Big Daddy thing.
Those are my top.
Did you see when he went versus with KRS-One?
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's one of the best ones.
One of the best ones, bro.
You know, one of the best verses, you know, and Big Daddy Kane, no hyped up, man. He did everything on his own, you know?
Yes. Yes.
You know, so I just wanted to share my top 5, you know. So once again, 5 is going to be Lord Finesse, 4 EPMD, 3 X-Clan. By the way, Brother Jay, he has one of the sickest voice in the game. You know, I don't know if you might agree with me or not, but he has a sick voice in the rap game.
Yes.
2 Gangstar, and number 1 Big Daddy Kane, man.
Hell yeah.
And great topic. Hopefully you could do the top 5 joints to the East Coast, because you know I got some good golden era rap songs that I would like to mention about that.
Hell yeah.
You know?
Hell yeah. We're gonna keep it going.
All right,
bro.
buddy. Thank you so much.
Appreciate
and
you,
big
homie.
shout out, Tony A. This
Yes,
is
sir.
Regal from Bell Gardens.
All good, my brother.
All right,
Stay
bye.
blessed. All right, let's keep it. That was dope, man. These 2 callers were dope calls. I like it when they call and they participate and they become a part of the show when they share their top 5 East Coast classic fucking albums, bro. You know, there's a lot of I doing podcasting. I've met a lot of rappers that I don't really listen to the East Coast, bro. You have to listen to all rap. Okay. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
All right, buddy. Thank you so much. And big shout out, this is Regal from Bell.
Can you please turn down your TV, bro?
There you go.
Okay.
My top 5 albums would be Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon.
We're talking about rap, bro.
And Tupac, All Eyes on Me.
Okay, we're not gonna waste our time. I said East Coast album, bro. So, here we go. Caller, your name or where are you calling from?
Yo, this is J-Mac from Northern California.
What's up, my brother? How you doing, man? You got your top 5?
Not in no particular list, but I got a couple in mind.
Okay.
All right, for sure. Shout out the whole West Coast. Shout out everybody from CALI, Texas. You already know, Arizona. Probably a Tribe Called Quest.
Dope.
Either the Low End Theory or Midnight Marauders.
Yes, both of them great albums.
For sure. I'll try to make it quick. Nas, Illmatic.
Yes.
Maybe throw in a Big L in there.
Absolutely.
And out of left field, probably Cool Keith.
Cool Keith, okay.
I bet you hella fools on this chat know nothing about that.
Hey, I'm glad you do.
So I think, but I think that's 4, and then maybe throw in 50 Cent.
Okay. All great choices, bro. You know what's funny? Because one of the ones that I was debating with too, because I am a big fan of De La Soul, you know, and rest in peace, Trugoy. But
the whole native tongues, I feel it. Yeah,
yes,
the whole
bro.
Native tongues, I already know.
Yes, bro. So, man, thank you for calling in, bro, and being a part of the show and giving us your top 5, big dog. Appreciate you, homie.
Simon, Bay Area, stand up.
Absolutely. Okay. Let's give it pushing. Once again, your top 5 East Coast. Okay. I mean, I understand you got top 5 records. You know, I get it, but we're doing East Coast rap. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, what's going on, Tony? My name is Eddie. I'm from Yuma County, Arizona.
What's up, my brother? How you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing great, man. How you doing, bro? I'm glad you still keep the good show, man. Keep up the good work, boy. You're doing pretty good.
Thank you, my
man. I
brother.
love this episode. Hey, boy, this is a classic episode. Yeah, I'm a big East Coast man. I'm in Arizona, bro, but I was born and raised like over there, like in the harbor area in LA too, you know, pero. And I learned how to rap. I started rapping when I was 21, you know, pero. Like, I used to go to VIP Records and they were cool with me and they closed down and, you know, but man. And yeah, you help us so tight. Yeah, bro.
Thank you, my brother.
You know what? EPMD is dope, bro. You know what me and you can agree on, bro. That's what I like about you because you think like me. You tell how it is. EPMD sample beats, like I said before, Dr. Dre, like that. And their second album, remember that song by Tupac, California Love, and it goes, the beat goes, dun, 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 dun.
Yes, of course.
Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, I remember, my friend, that's what I'm saying. That was saying. Dr. Dre produced that one, it was famous. And
Yes.
But EPMD sampled it first in their second album.
Yes.
I think it's called Nick Nice Paddywhack or something, right?
Yes. Absolutely, bro.
Yeah, bro, but yeah, and EPMD is dope because they were the first East Coast rappers to have like a funk before the West Coast had a funk.
Yes.
Like it's good to make a point out that in like 1980, I was born in 1988, and it was a great year in hip hop. Eric B and Rakim dropped their second one, Follow the Leader, and like you said, 88, It Takes a Nation a Million, and 88, By All Means Necessary, and Big Daddy Kane, I think, had a hit maybe with the Warm It Up Kane and Smooth Operator, I think.
Hell yeah. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, and when I was getting somewhere, and then in the West Coast, Ice-T had Power, 88, great albums in 88, you know, and I was born in a great year, you know.
Yeah. Absolutely, bro.
Yeah, and it's great. And NWA too. How can we forget? Like, you know what I mean? But that's great. Yeah, it was good stuff, man. Yeah. I'm just saying, I'm congratulations. A good episode, man.
All good, my brother. Thank you for calling in, bro, and being a part of the show.
Hey, bro.
I'm here.
One more thing, bro. You know how I told you that I used to rap back? I started rapping when I was like 21.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was more like. And you know how I was a West Coast raised kid, but I learned my rapping style from the East Coast. Redman, Gaza Effect, EPMD.
A lot of people did.
Can I freestyle for you real fast for 30 seconds?
Go ahead, freestyle, big dog. You got it.
Yeah, freestyle. All right. Let me give it up to the homie Tony A. He's going to say hey to all in Bombay areas, girls that are crazier than me. I'm coming through with no college degree. My name was Eddie. My cousin named me MC CALI, California Ed, dropping rhymes back from the dead instead. I'm coming, busting, not fighting, arguing, not crying. Why try denying the life, the torture? I'm coming through, devour as a mortar. But let me rock the show, people on blow. Carburetor under white snow, left with nowhere to go. Here I go, not a friend or a foe. Just a young guy's bottle looking out for my dough. Not caring for the world. Just looking for my girl, just to let her know how slow I flow. Come with me, and you will see what you could be. Just be with me. Now you know what I mean? What is to be seen with a real loving man. And I always love you because you did understand.
All good. All good, my bro. Thank you, man. Appreciate that, bro. That was solid. I'm asking everybody in the live chat to throw tomatoes at him or to light a fire. If it's a fire, light fires. If you didn't like it, throw tomatoes. But I see fires, bro. I see fires, homie. All right, Carnal. Thank you. Appreciate it. We got to get some other calls. Gracias. Okay, here we go. That shit. Okay, what are we getting? Let me see. Caller, my name. Caller, your name, and where are you calling from? What the fuck? Go ahead, bro.
Your name is Tony A.
Yes,
Your name
sir.
is Tony A, but my name is another shameless plug. Miguelitos Tattoos on Instagram.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. What's good, my brother? You got top five?
All right, let's get straight. Yeah, let's get straight to it. All right, so it's gonna be GZA, Big L, Mobb Deep, Nas, and AZ.
Dope. All dope, bro. All dope.
Did anybody else say AZ? I tuned in a little late.
No, they didn't.
Okay.
But that was dope. Now,
All right, thank you, man.
out of those five, bro, let me ask you this. Out of those five, if you had to pick your all-time East Coast classic album, what would it be out of those five?
Probably Mobb Deep.
Okay. Mobb Deep. Yeah. Rest in peace, Prodigy, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Out of all of them, I'll say, yeah. Mm-hmm. I want to cut it short, but yeah.
Okay.
Mobb Deep.
Okay, Miguelito. Muchas gracias, bro. Appreciate you, homie.
Igualmente, big dog.
Okay. Let's keep it pushing. What did that guy get? Did he get tomatoes or flames? He got both, half and half. He got half and half. Hell yeah. That's like going to Panda Express. You get half and half. Okay. I don't know why I was always calling Panda Express Kung Fu Panda. Okay. Call your name and where you calling from, and I think I know who you are.
It's the homie Kika from the city of Escondido.
I fucking knew it. What's good, my bro?
You know, my food just fucking sipping on some Coke and some Jack Daniels on the rocks, my boy.
That's all you. Es todo.
Yeah, dog.
Hell yeah, my
Hey,
bro.
so I'm gonna take it a little different route here from whatever I've heard other callers calling in and talking about these albums and shit. These are in no particular order, dog, but first one, Beastie Boys, License to Ill. Second one, fucking 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying.
Good one.
Third one, Gangstar's The Moment of Truth.
Good one.
The fourth one, Immortal Techniques, Revolutionary Volume 1.
Okay.
And then the fifth album is kind of like, remember when I called Battle Cat and he did that Gumbo Roots project where he produced all the tracks?
Yes.
Well, this one's for DJ Premier though, but this one's it has a bunch of different artists. They're not all from the East Coast, but since he's an East Coast cat, I figured I'd chalk it up to him. It's DJ Premier's Have You Heard of Us or Heard of Us?
Okay. That's dope,
Yeah,
man.
that's the fifth one.
All good, my brother. Man, appreciate you calling in, bro. I like those.
Yeah, check them out, big dog.
All right, Carnal. Thank you, bro, for calling in.
Yeah, salute.
Salute. Okay, you guys, let's go. We missed a couple of calls. Let's go. Anybody want to call in and freestyle? Right now is your time to shine. Don't say I never gave you an opportunity. Okay. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Josue from Stockton.
What's up, Josue? How you doing tonight, man?
I'm cool, man. Hey, I just had a question, man. It's related to how you DJing in East Coast, because my favorite album's Beastie Boys, License to Ill, right?
Of course.
And the very first song, Rhyming and Stealing, I know Rick Rubin produced it. I don't know if that means he poured the money out, he did the beats. I don't know. But, and they say he DJ'd at first. I don't know what that means as far as him doing, you know, what he was doing on there. But the very first song, Rhyming and Stealing, listen to that. They sample the drums and they start juggling back and forth, start scratching the hell out at the end. Like, do you know who did that? Do you have any idea? And as a DJ, like, do you recall that? And what do you think of that?
Okay, what was the name of the song again, bro?
Rhyming and Stealing, the very first song on the Beastie Boys first album.
I'm trying to remember because if I'm correct, and I may be wrong, but I believe they had a DJ. I want to say DJ Hurricane.
Yeah, but because I read, you know, a lot about them through the years, and like from what I understand, that was kind of later on. like that same album, but I don't think he did that. I'm thinking it was Rick Rubin, but I never seen nothing about who actually did the beats or who scratched. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause back then, if you did the beats, you might not have scratched on it. But whoever did the whole drums on that, it's a sample. But whoever did the drums, like they juggled the whole thing the whole way, and they scratched at the end. But like that's some real DJ stuff right there.
Yeah,
like,
you know what?
Check it out. If you don't recall it, check it out.
I definitely will recall it.
Like,
bro. Yeah.
That's my only question though, man. Like I ain't really East Coast dude. Like I'm from Stockton, so like I grew up on mob music, but that first BC Boys and then that first Biggie and that first ODB, like those are my shit. Like, you know, other than that, like I wasn't too much on East Coast like that. I like Rakim a lot, you know what I'm saying? But you know, wasn't too much on it like that.
All good,
mostly, up here music and LA music.
All good, my brother. But I thank you for calling in and sharing that, bro. Because I'm gonna definitely listen to it.
Yeah, right on, man.
All right, brother. Stay blessed.
Yeah.
All good, my brother. Man, appreciate you calling in, bro. You can turn it all the way down, Alex. All right, because I hate that fucking delay. Okay, caller, your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Angel here in the Valley.
What's up, my brother?
And,
how you doing?
Thanks for taking my call, Tony.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I'm going to name them, not in particular order, but I'm going to start off with 1986, Run DMC, Raising Hell.
Absolutely.
And only because, yeah, that was the first group that I heard a hip hop song off a boombox. But back then we called it Ghetto Blaster. And I just thought, when I heard it, I just thought it was like what hip hop is.
Yes.
You know, and you know what? They put hip hop on the map because it went mainstream through them.
Yes.
And, you know, they had tracks like Walk This Way, like you said, with Aerosmith, You'd Be Illin', It's Tricky, and My Adidas, which a lot of us wore those Adidas at one time. All right, so next, 1988, LL Cool J, Bigger and Deffer.
Bigger and Deffer.
Actually, that was my first cassette ever. Yeah, that was my first cassette ever that my dad brought from TJ at $2. Those counterfeit cassette tapes. And I just thought LL, he had the combo of like the definition of a B-boy, what a B-boy is, the way he raps, and he had songs for the ladies.
Oh, man.
You know? And yeah, which later on, you know, rappers like Fabulous and Drake now, you know, they do it now, you know. But all right, next, 1986, Beastie Boys, License to Ill.
Yes.
Oh man, every track is dope. And Trip Out, they became the first rap LP on the top Billboard album chart.
Yes.
And yeah, it was one of Columbia Records' fastest selling debut records. Today, it's certified diamond, which is shipping over 10 million copies in the U.S. So they really made their mark in hip hop history. Next, 1988, Eric B. and Rakim, Follow the Leader.
Yes.
Just when you hear their tracks like Microphone Fiend, Follow the Leader, they just had, that was like my definition of like New York MCs or hip hop MCs. They just had that lyrical, raw, and swag.
Yes.
Yeah. So next, I'm gonna go with I have to go with 1988 Slick Rick, The Great Adventures of Slick Rick, because he has the art of storytelling.
Yes.
You know that, you know, he has that art of storytelling. And you know, he didn't come off at that time, you know, he wasn't so like hardcore, raw, but he had that storytelling it was unique. It is unique, yeah.
Very unique.
And lastly, I would have to go with, I think I named out 5, yeah.
Yes. You know what? I want to mention something about Bigger and Deffer. Let me mention something. I believe that song, the doo-wop, was on. The doo-wop.
Yeah, the doo-wop.
Okay.
Doo-wop, that slow jazz.
Yes. Okay.
Woke up on a Saturday morning.
Yes. I want to say something about that song. That was the first time that I ever heard, that I can recall, somebody rapping to a doo-wop oldie. because that was a sample.
You know what? Yeah.
Okay, and
yeah, that's why I said it had that slow.
Yes,
yeah.
And LL Cool J freaked that one, bro. He tore that shit up. What did he say? When we make love, you can call me daddy. That shit was hard. That shit was hard.
My caddy, yeah. And it ended with, I just woke up from a dream. You know, he was doing a dream. He was rapping a dream. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's my top 5. If I could, and I was debating with Planet Patrol because you know in the mid '80s, you know, we're breakdancing,
of course,
we're pop lockers and crews, and Planet Patrol, you know, has the play at your own risk. And even nowadays, when I go to the dance floor to a club, they're still playing like play at your own risk.
Planet Rock.
It makes people dance. Yeah, it makes people dance. Yeah.
Hell yeah, bro.
So yeah, those were my picks, and this episode was fun, Tony, for us hip hop fans. You know that, you know, into hip hop, and this was a fun episode, fun question.
Thank you, my brother.
Again, thank you for taking my call. Shout out to Roadium Radio, and have a good night, Tony.
Thank you, brother. Stay blessed, homie. You know, another record that I want to introduce to you guys to, if you guys don't know, Dana Dane. Dana Dane's first album, DJ Clark Kent. I saw them perform here at Casa Camino Real in the 80s. So, Dana Dane, man. Shit. Here we go. Caller, your name and where are you calling from? Hello?
Yes.
What's up, caller? Can you turn down your TV, por favor?
Yes, I got it. My name is Tony. I'm calling from Bay Area, California.
All good, my brother.
And yeah, enjoying the show tonight. It brought back a lot of memories. I'm gonna go with number 1. I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with EPMD. That's one of my top groups.
Hell yeah.
Number 2, I'm gonna say Run DMC.
Yes.
And then number 3, I'm gonna have to say I'm gonna go with DMX.
Good one.
Yeah, you got a lot of good hits. And then number 4, I'm gonna say definitely Public Enemy.
Yes.
And then number 5, I guess I'm gonna have to go with I'm gonna go with what's the name? LL Cool J.
LL Cool J. Anything from LL's dope, bro. You can't go wrong with fucking LL Cool J. So yeah, I would have included his top 3, 4, because his 4th album was The Mama Said Knock You Out. He just came with banger after banger after banger after fucking banger, bro. And he's still performing dope. LL Cool J's fucking legend. He is a GOAT. So as a matter of fact, I think he is the guy that coined that GOAT. So yeah, bro.
Yeah, he had a pump.
Yeah, my brother. But I appreciate you.
He's dope.
Yes. Appreciate you calling in, bro, and sharing that with us.
All right, thank you, bro.
Thank you. Okay, let's keep it pushing, you guys. Let's see. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
What's going on, man? My name's Zone. I'm from Oakland.
What's up, my brother from Oakland? You got your top 5?
Yeah, man. I'm gonna go with Big Pun. Big Pun on number 1.
Hell yeah, spitter right there.
You know what I mean? Big Pun. Shoot, I'm gonna say Curtis Blow.
Fuck yeah.
You know what I mean? He was, you know what I mean? Curtis Blow. Ain't nobody said Nas yet. Nas.
Yeah, somebody did. Illmatic, somebody mentioned it.
Oh, there we go. Nas. Shoot, who else? Man. Who else is out there? Shoot. Probably, you know, what they've already said. EPMD. Probably LL as well.
What do you think of Wu-Tang? Nobody has mentioned Wu-Tang yet.
Yeah, you're right. Wu-Tang. Definitely. Method Man and Redman and them, but
yeah.
You know, yeah.
All good,
for sure. Yeah, Big Pun number 1 though. Yeah.
Hell yeah. You can't go wrong with that one. Okay, my brother. Thank you, man.
All right, brother. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Stay blessed.
Stay up.
Alice, on the next call, can you give me la caguama, por favor? Okay. So, here we go. Let me see.
Big Pun number 1.
Hold on. I'll tell you when. Let me see. Okay, you guys hurry up, call in. Let's go. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, what's up, Tony? This is Javi G.
Javi G, my bro from Denver, Colorado. He loves to unbag anything new from Taco Bell, Del Taco, KFC, you name it, Jack in the Crack. He unbags it.
El Pollo Loco.
There you go. What's good, my brother?
Yeah. Nada. I was thinking of this top 5. You know, one of my top 1 is I'm gonna say CERVANTES and the Beat Nuts.
Okay.
Is one of my top 5. And you know what I was thinking? Everybody keeps saying Run DMC, Beastie Boys, this and that. Yeah, I was just gonna say the whole cast off the Crush Groove movie.
Hey, that's another good one.
Fat Boys, everybody.
Yeah, Fat Boys.
Sheila E.
Sheila E. was in there.
Yep.
Bro, but do you remember the fucking performance that Run DMC gave when they did It's Like That? Fucking amazing, bro. Amazing. You guys can YouTube that. Just go Run DMC, It's Like That, Crush Groove, and you can see the way the fucking crowd erupts. That shit happens in real fucking life when you have hits. Yeah. Go ahead, brother.
Fire. Oh, no, I was just saying, I'm agreeing with you, man. And plus, my favorite LL Cool J album, though, is Walking with the Pouncer.
That's the
I
third
think
one.
Was a good one.
That's the one with Big Old Butt.
Yeah.
That's the one with the Jingling Baby. Man.
Jingling Baby. Go ahead, baby.
Bro.
Yeah, that shit's fire.
Bro, LL Cool J always came with fucking hits, bro. So.
See? Yeah, he always did. All of his shit was fire.
Absolutely, man.
Hell yeah. But word up, Tone. I just wanted to say what up, my brother.
Okay,
Hope
bro.
everything's going well for you.
Yes, sir.
Much love and respect, my G.
Stay blessed, bro.
We'll talk to you soon.
Absolutely.
You
let's
too,
go.
my brother.
All good. Okay, let's see. Oh, I know who this is. My brother from San Diego. ¿Cómo estás?
Breaker. Bien, Breaker 19. Clear the line. ¿Qué onda, camarada?
Nada, bro. I'm just right here. I'm actually drinking by myself, bro. You could have came, sat in, took some shots with me. You could have slept right there on the couch. You know what I'm saying? But no, you got to be all the way in San Diego.
You know I would have showed up. I would have showed up with Pacifico and the bottle of tequila, man.
Hell yeah. What's good, my brother? You got your top 5? I know you got top 5 because I know you know music.
I got top 5, but I got top 5 East Coast albums. But however, I'm going to name them under the time that I came exposed to East Coast music. So they might not be popular all-time East Coast albums. I'm 37, about to be 38. So I came into a really weird transitional time in hip-hop where kind of like the dominance of the East Coast was ending.
Yes.
So most of their notable stuff was kind of commercial. Was really just all commercial.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I got them. If you want me to shoot with it.
Spit it, my bro.
Okay. So it's the Beat Nut, Stone Crazy.
Okay.
Like that song, Do You Believe? It has that song off the books.
Yes.
También I might get grilled in the comments for this one, but I personally like the Mace Harlem World album.
Okay.
You know, one of Puff Daddy's artists.
Yes.
I mean, also I like the Puff Daddy and the Family, No Way Out. I mean, that's a good album, man. It had a lot of radio hits on it.
Yeah, that was during the whole Bad Boy era.
Yeah, exactly. Y también, pues, I'm not gonna lie, pues, I know I can name better stuff como Redman Muddy Waters, pero I can the couple of the first Jay-Z releases como In My Lifetime and Reasonable Doubt, pues, los compré. That's when I had time to, start buying stuff. And pues, I was exposed to those albums first, so I was listening to them a lot.
Yeah.
También otro que me gustaba fue DJ Clue The Professional, first album.
Yes.
That was a really good compilation mix, man. It had this Rough Rider remix. Yeah, man, you can actually compare it with the original.
Yes.
También tenía una canción ahí que se llamaba Fantastic Four. Man, dude, talking about, tenía Cameron, Cannabis, Big Pun, Noriega, and todos they're spitting like it would seem like their best verse, like if their life depended on it. It's Big Punisher también.
Yes.
It's a badass. And of course, pues también los DMX albums, pues los primeros 2 o 3 que salieron también. So those are pretty damn good. So like I said, it doesn't compare to, like the Hall of Fame list of yours, like the essence of East Coast. Pero like I said, I came up,
It's all good, my brother. It's a different time, bro. I'm older. I get it. I understand. I had a lot of sentimental feelings when it came to these records. I mean, these records were like fucking gold to me, bro. Like, it meant a lot because what little we had as a family, and when I could buy these records, they just like, los tienes que cuidar. You got to take care of these motherfuckers, bro. And then when you DJ, don't let nobody borrow your fucking vinyl. That's just how it was for me. So for me, it just wasn't the album, but not only just the music, but it was the era también,
And you still had doubles of vinyl, huh? And you still had to get doubles.
I still had to get doubles. Absolutely. And
so
the 12 inches were $3.99.
When just the one thing when I was when I started buying music, man, it was still like the tape was almost out, but it was still in, man. And the tape was $3 cheaper, man. And I would regret buying the tape, pero ya sabes cuando dicen lo barato sale caro.
Yeah.
So I regret not getting the CD because sometimes, like I said, I didn't have enough money, but so I would get the tape. So
all good.
Yeah.
All good, carnal.
Yes, but
I appreciate
Tony,
it, homie.
I know you got a show. I know other people want to call it, but our talks are going to be a little bit better. But yeah, a little bit after show, I bet if we can catch up sometime.
Oh, absolutely, my bro. We'll talk soon. All right, carnal.
Dale, camarada.
Okay, let's go. Okay, we're going to take maybe about 2 more calls, and then we should be good. So I know we missed a couple of calls, but you know what? Once again, 2 more calls, and we should be good. I haven't even taken my shot up. I think I did. 2 more calls. So once again, go ahead and call in right now. Or if you can't call in and you want to drop something on the live chat and have a question, go ahead and do that, and I'll answer it. Caller, your name or where are you calling from?
Hello, Tony. This is a Bad Pitbull calling from Huntington Park today.
What's up, my brother? How you doing, man?
I'm here calling in for the IE fools because they don't have enough balls to make the call. So I'm gonna give you their top 3 list because they can't count to 5. So their top 3 favorites from the '90s is number 1, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles '90s Part 1, the original soundtrack. Number 2 is the Addams Family soundtrack with the MC Hammer remix, and the 3rd album is the Right Said Fred, anything with Right Said Fred, even though they ain't sexy, but that's what they think, But I just wanna highlight someone from on my own list that I like is MF Doom, and the reason that I like him is because he always wore a mask.
Yes.
And some people say that he wore a mask so that everyone else could believe that they could be up there on stage. So I really, really like that to where he was giving a subliminal message to anyone can be, successful. And then just a song that I like is from BDP, Love's Gonna Get You.
Oh my God!
There's so much. Now the reason I like that song a lot is because there's so much cholo talk, gangster, trapping. But when on that song when he talks about what he's in junior high with a B+ grade, at the end of the day, I don't hit the arcade. He gives the setup as to what his life was through and how it went on the best end. And I really, really love the storytelling with the beat.
The storytelling, bro. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
That was some gangster shit with a positive message.
Yep, correct. And that's,
if you guys don't believe me, go Google "Love's Gonna Get You" by BDP or KRS-One. Man, some gangster shit with a positive message. And when that bass fucking kicks in and you got some subwoofers, bro, the whole fucking neighborhood will see you fucking coming, bro. So.
Yeah.
Gracias, carnal. I appreciate you, homie.
Right. Good night.
Good night. Okay, let's see. So that was a quick one. So we may just take, let's see. Caller, your name or where are you calling from?
If you guys don't believe, go.
Caller, turn on your TV, please. Caller, turn on your TV.
Oh, Antonio from San Bernardino.
All good, my brother. Can you turn on your TV, please?
Yes, sir. Hey, bro. You know what I'm drinking on right now?
I'm sorry, what
You
was
got
that?
me thirsty. I see you drinking that. I've seen you drink that 40 ounce right there.
Oh, yeah. I started drinking maybe about 5-10 minutes ago. But yes.
Yeah, man. I pulled out a tall can that I have saved in my refrigerator of Colt 45.
Mm.
You know,
Colt 45.
Billy D. Williams classic.
Hell yeah. You got to say it like him, though, bro. You got to say it like, Lando Calrissian.
Oh, yeah. Like, that Colt 45.
There you go. Colt 45. A lot of people don't remember that. You got to be old school for that.
Yeah, so I wanted to bring up, man, there's one underrated album that I don't know why nobody checked it out or because of controversy or whatever, but that Vanilla Ice to the Extreme.
Vanilla Ice?
That's one, yeah, the first CD.
Okay. But
or his only CD. Yeah, he actually gets down on the rapping.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I don't know if that, I would consider that East Coast, though.
Oh, okay. You're on the subject of East Coast albums. Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so
All right.
you got
East Coast album I like is Public Enemy, Takes a Million.
Yes.
Hold it back, or whatever it's called.
Yes.
I like that one.
That's a good one. Give us a couple more.
A couple more. Boogie Down Productions, The Criminal Minded.
An amazing classic album, bro.
Yeah, and then EPMD, the first album, the one that has you guys to chill.
Yes, Strictly Business.
Strictly Business.
Yes.
Man, that's one I love, man.
Give us two more.
So both of them. I'll give you some more. All right.
Two more.
I got two more. Okay. Wu-Tang, 36 Chambers.
Yep. Wu-Tang Clan classic.
And then Notorious B.I.G. Ready to Die.
Another classic, bro. Another classic, bro.
Yeah, those are the only ones I could hold dear to heart, man, that I can, still bump to this day.
All good. I have to ask you a question before we hang up. Since you mentioned Vanilla Ice,
yes, sir.
Can you still dance like Vanilla Ice?
No, man, I'll break my back if I do that. I'm a little overweight for that now, man.
Well, maybe after that Colt 45, you can. You never know.
Yeah. All right, Tony, man. Have a good night. Nice water. Call you. What's up, man?
You too, my brother. Stay blessed, homie. Okay, we're going to take one more phone call because that was a quick one. So one more phone call and then it's a wrap. Okay. Anybody want to call in? Let's go. Caller, your name and where are you calling from?
What's up, Tony? This is JR from the Bay, man.
What's up, my brother from the Bay?
Oh, it's all good. I'm glad I got through, man. I love this episode, man, because I consider myself a true hip-hop head myself.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. Thank you, man. You know what? Thank you for calling in, being a part of the show. Give us your top 5 if you got one.
Oh, hell yeah, I got one, man. I'm going to start off. Let me start it off with, in 88, Boogie Down Productions, By Any Means Necessary.
Classic.
You know the one that go, I'm still number one?
Yes.
That's, oh, man. That's
I get chills listening to shit like that, bro.
Exactly. Me too. That could still cut on the day right now, and it'll still get the party and the vibe rocking. Man.
Fuck yeah.
And then, number 2, also, I believe 87 or 88, maybe you correct me. Paid in Full, Eric B., Rakim.
88. Another
88.
fucking amazing album.
This album, the way they dress, what they talked about lyrically, Eric Rakim, this is what made MCs be cool. Because before this came out, MCs were okay. They were kind of cool, but it was still the D-Boys getting all the respect and getting all the swag. But when Eric B. and Rakim came out with Paid in Full, that's when the MCs started dressing like the D-Boys. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
And it turned the whole scene into like the opposite. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It was dope, man. It was like a transition. It was a transition.
Absolutely, bro.
That album.
You know also made. You know what also made that record classic, bro? Because Eric B. was the DJ, okay? And he wasn't that good of a scratcher. And his scratching was off beat, but it was just the chemistry that they had with the beats and the lyrics that made it fucking work, bro.
Yeah, it was organic. They fed off each other. What they had going, they fed off each other, and it came across brilliant. It came across good.
Absolutely.
Those were the only that did that. And number 3, am I on 3? I don't even remember. But a Public Enemy, It Takes a Nation.
Yes.
It Takes a Nation, millions to hold us back. That's when Chuck D, with his voice, it's like you didn't know if you were listening to a preacher. You didn't know if you listened to him just talking. But either way, you weren't going to turn the record off. And you were just going to listen to it from beginning to end. It was something new. It had political verses. It had street hip hop lingo. It was dope, man.
Fuck. Remember when he said, bass, how low can you go? Death row? What did brother know? Once again, back is the incredible man. Fuck, bro. I was like, who in the hell is this?
Yeah. I missed that. And then Flavor Flav and Terminator X. Oh, man. It was just like a whole movement, a whole vibe.
Professor Griff.
Professor Griff, yep.
Yeah.
What did they call him? The WS1s or the MS1s? Or what did they call the?
It was a something at ones. That shit was just like
something
fucking dope.
Yeah.
Bro. All good, my brother.
And then LL Cool J Radio.
Of course.
And then Nas Illmatic in '94. That was a little bit later in the '90s, but when he dropped Illmatic, that's when brought New York back a little bit, because that's when the West Coast was starting to dominate, and when he dropped that one, it helped New York kind of get its footing back a little bit.
Absolutely. All good, my brother. Thank you, man. You are our last caller tonight, bro.
Thanks, man. It's an honor, man. I'm always glad to get on, man, with you guys.
Thank you, my brother. Truly appreciate it. You stay blessed. Have a blessed night, and see you on the next one.
You know it.
Okay, we out. Okay. Let me go ahead and take this off real fast. Now, somebody said, what about Latifah? Look. Latifah, MC Light, Roxanne Shante, the real Roxanne. Amazing fucking MCs. Amazing. As a matter of fact, I like to tell people, you want to see a good hip-hop movie, and a lot of people don't talk about it, go watch Shante on Netflix. It was dope. It gives you an opportunity to see, like, obviously they're actors, Shante, Marley Marl, Young Nas, Biz Markie, etc. So definitely check that out. But like I said, Queen Latifah, Princess of the Posse, man, it's just like her first album was just fucking amazing. And she was a dope ass teenager too. Like, a lot of people don't realize, when we listen to Rakim spit, he was a teenager on his first album. Like, just the lyrics that he was coming with were just fucking amazing. So, hey, listen, I want to thank everybody that joined us tonight, everybody who's a part of the show, everybody who called in, everybody who liked, commented, subscribed, just everybody for being a part of tonight. I wanted to try something a little bit different. I'll let you guys know ahead of time when I'm going to cover the top 5 West Coast albums, and we'll go from there, But, and then maybe I'll cover the next, my next top 5 for when it comes to the South, or we'll do the East Coast again. But other than that, Alex, you got anything over there?
No.
Okay.
Just a lot of, there's also the Northwest genre.
Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely cover that, when we get an opportunity. But like I said, I want to thank everybody who called in and had their top 5. And I'm sorry that I had to hang up on you, but you came with Pink Floyd and Tupac. We're talking about East Coast rap, big dog. My apologies to you. But other than that, I'm going to finish up my kawama, drink a little bit more tequila, bump some music. If you want to bump a dope song tonight, bump Just to Get a Rep by Gangstar. Rest in peace, Guru. With that, let me give my shout outs. My boy Alex Cervantes Enterprise. I'm going to give a shout out to Norbert, News of Norbies, my son, B-SKANLESS, for helping me promote this, and also to the Hip Hop Jedi. Other than that, to our moderators, Magic Girl, thank you very, very much. We need to get back in the studio soon, hopefully in a week or so. We need to finish this EP and drop it, okay? We're not gonna rush it, but we do need to finish it up. And let me tell you something. We're just gonna take it back on this one. That's it. We're just gonna, like, I know we hear people singing and rapping today. Once you hear this, you can throw all that shit away. That's all I'm gonna say. Because we're working on some dope shit. Other than that, much love, respect. Thank you, everybody. If you guys like this, leave it on the comments once the video is posted. Leave it on the comments. If you didn't like it, leave it on the comments. Okay, I don't care, but hit that like button. We out of here. So you guys here Wednesday with a very special guest with somebody that many of you have been requesting. So we're out of here.
The possibilities are endless. Let me take you away from it all. Let me take you away from it all. It only takes a phone call.
Now. Hello. Hello.
Let me show you a little world of excitement. Let me take you away from it all.
Cheeks.
It only takes a phone call.
I could go on forever, baby.